Good morning everyone, welcome back to Hearthstone. My name is Rooster and today we're playing Totem Shaman. Another Shaman deck, you ask? Yes, another Shaman deck, and that has a reason. That is most of all that this deck has been rather successful in the DreamHack tournament of last weekend. As well as this is kind of a pet deck of mine. Well, I say that about a lot of decks, don't I? But the main thing is that this was this kind of deck was really hyped at the start of the Grand Tournament expansion, but never really seemed to get off. Never really seemed to do enough to validate its inclusion in the meta. I think now we're throwing this away in favor of an actually playable 2-mana minion, I think. Okay, the Totem Golem is good. We'll do with that. Yeah. So this is the Totem Shaman deck that was never really that relevant during TGT, when Shamans got their Totem Golem and their Tuskar Totemic.
Let's make magic.
And the Thunderbuff Valiant, but it didn't really start to shine until just about now. Probably want to kill that, don't I? I kinda want to kill that, sure. And this is acceptable, because we have another Totem Shaman, and since we're summoning totems thing from below, which is the main reason this deck now works, should be pretty good here. I'll trade the Flame Tongue Totem, I think, and also allows us to play a Tunnel Truck, which should be nice in the nearby future, I think. So sure. Sure, I'll make this trade. And this could also be pretty good, so I don't hate that. Could also have used Primal Fusion, but the mana didn't really add up. Maybe could have played Flame Juggler, actually. Might have been a thing. So let's think about what we're up against. Some kind of Tempo Mage, seeing as she's playing Spellslinger, and also that's a lot of spells. Sure. I am entirely okay with that, and I think it's time to just juggle and play the thing from below. Pretty sure about that. First trading the juggler and then the thing from below. So that goes right, this goes left. Could hold on to this for a bigger tempo swing, but I do like grabbing the board right now. I'm forcing our opponent to actually have some answers here. Maybe I should be toteming up more. I could have played Flame Juggler and just totemed. That wouldn't have been the worst. Oh, that's cute. That is definitely cute. Can we can give this +2/+2. That's not quite enough. We could also Flame Tongue Totem it up. That's not awful. And then that actually might work. That actually might work. So Flame Tongue, because then it gives +3. We're not yet into Flame Strike territory, so we can definitely do that. Okay, so let's do it this way then. Do we really want to Flame Tongue that then? I don't think so. Let's just do it this way. Oh, I guess that doesn't matter. I was thinking I had to buff a totem here, but that's still the most effective thing, sure. That is still the most effective thing. We still have this Shadow Word Death, which I'm not sure will be all that useful, but we got it for free. Well, we didn't get it for free, because our opponent played a 3-mana 3/4 that gave her a Frostbolt, I think. So that's the price we paid there. But that's probably okay. We have quite the commanding board position here, which he cannot quite Flame Strike yet. That's actually quite dangerous. So sure, I'm kind of curious about what our opponent's doing here. What her plans are. Might be playing some kind of Reno Mage, actually. That might explain the curious card choices. Fireballs the Flame Tongue Totem, that is acceptable. Alright, we'll keep this and we'll just totem up here. Don't want to lose too much to a possible Flame Strike, which I am pretty sure is in her deck, and the real question now is it in her hand? And I'm not sure whether... well, I'm pretty confident the answer to that question is no. Should be quite evident. We have 3, we have 7 damage on the board. So she should be quite worried about dying. Kind of expecting some kind of Reno Mage here, because the card choices are really curious. I would like a healing totem, I think. So let's not overcommit too much on the board here. Spell power is also fine. Is this lethal, by the way? Did I just... I missed nothing. This is 3, this is 6, this is 10... no, it's not. So in that case we are trading, but we're doing so very reluctantly. And carefully. Alright. If there's a Reno, then the Reno might come out, but we have such a commanding board position here that I don't feel too worried about that. We can make some really nice trades. Oh, that's an ooze. That is actually kind of sucky. Torch? I don't think I've seen a single duplicate. So I'm pretty sure that's what we're facing here. And all that removal. There is so much removal happening here, it's quite insane. But as long as we keep... does she kill this? Do I care if she kills this? Actually, I kinda do. But do I care enough that I want to trade here? I actually do. I don't want to make this easy on her. And in that case, we're killing the Apprentice. We've got some very decent top decks to look forward to, so I'm not too worried here. Killing the thing from below still requires some additional investment, so I'm okay with that. Arcane Blast, I haven't quite seen. Missiles, okay, missiles. It's definitely a card. If... that is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate for her. We don't have lethal, but we are pretty close. Don't mind hitting this, and this should be pretty much game. Unless, of course, the Reno comes out now. But we are a reason... oh, no, that's the fireball from it. It's okay. I am fine with that. Yeah, this might get a little awkward. What other major threats are in her deck? Well, there's a couple major threats in ours, and this is one of them, so... there we go. That was bound to happen at one point, but she put up a good fight there. And that's, yeah, that's most definitely Reno Mage there. I don't think... well, she could have had a Blizzard or a Flame Strike. That would have made it a lot better, I think. We would have had quite a rough time if she actually had that one. But that's a good introduction to the deck. I've been yapping all about our opponent and not really talking much about the deck yet. So some cards we haven't seen in that game yet are the Tusker Totemic, of course, which you should always keep in mind. Could be quite instrumental. The Master of Evolution, which is somewhat of an experiment, I'll admit. Do we keep Lightning Storm against Mage? I think that's a bit of a stretch, so let's just throw that and see if we can get some early game here. Well, it's part early game, so that's good enough. Well, playing the tunnel track into that is a little awkward, but I suppose we can Totem Golem. Which is probably a better idea. I feel... well, she doesn't have a coin, so we might as well lure it out, right? I don't feel too horrible about this. And our hand is awkward enough that if we coin Totem Golem right now, we might have to resort to doing some awful trades later. I don't like it enough. I don't really like it. Let her deal with this. So, another Frostbolt even. Well, I think I'm okay with that. We still have Coin and Feral Spirit, which should do a number. Should do a number on that Mana Worm. And if she's forced to hero power next turn, I think I'm okay with that. That would give us 2 mana next turn. That's fine. 2 mana next turn is absolutely fine. Could have tried for a healing totem here, but that's a bit greedy and doesn't really reinforce the board, and we're taking a lot of damage from this Mana Worm.
Someday I'll be just like you.
So yeah, not the biggest fan of that. So this means she's trading into that one. That's a little awkward. May have to go for a lucky Flame Juggler. That's a bit of a stretch though. I'm kind of scared about that Sorcerer's Apprentice, but there's not a lot we can do about that. I sure would have liked some Lightning Storm just about now. Let's go for a lucky juggle here. Right there. Almost. Good enough. Good enough. At least you tried. Just a little bit more to the left, and then that would have been fine. Please don't kill everything. Well, the Mana Worm dies, and I think the Sorcerer's Apprentice trades, so that's still fine. That is acceptable. Oh, well, the Mana Worm doesn't. Okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. We may have to actually hex that. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but something we may have to do. I'm a little scared about it. Then what else do we do? Well, not a whole lot is the answer. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan here. But I think it's something we have to do. Let's just go for it. We can evolve a totem next turn, but I don't feel good about this Mana Worm surviving for so long. I guess playing the Totem Golem early wouldn't really have made a difference. Besides that we wouldn't have been able to do the Feral Spirit, so it would have probably just been worse. So that's okay. Can we evolve this guy? Oh my gosh, please stop killing all my stuff. Miss Mage, what is happening? What have I done to you to deserve this? That's not good. That is definitely not good. We may have to go for a Hail Mary evolve here. Don't like it. That Mana Worm is really breaking us up here. And I think I'm dead.
Well played.
No, not quite yet. Not quite yet. But this deck does not include any healing whatsoever. So if only only if 2 of them hit my face actually. We're hanging on a thread here, but we don't have. No, we're dead here. We don't have even the hope of getting a healing totem out of the discard totemic anymore, because that card is not standard legal. That is really unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Yeah, not much we can do about that though. What are Yeah, the Lightning Storm. I probably should have kept the Lightning Storm against Mage, and then this game would have been totally different. See what I did there? Doomhammer could have also helped. Wouldn't... Well, then I could have traded the minion into the Mana Worm instead of constantly bashing them up against the taunts. So yeah. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes a Mana Worm just runs out of control and there's not much you can do about that. This seems like a nice start, though. I do like this a lot. There's plenty of opportunities here, at the very least, and I think we just Tunnel Shrug. I see no real need to... Well, Argent Squire does deal with Totem Golem on the next turn. So I think I still like that. I could just Argent Squire and not Totem Golem. How's that? Because I would like to preserve the coin for next turn. And I don't have any overload right now. So I do like that better. Kind of expecting a Totem Golem here, which should be pretty good for us. Oh, well, that's not entirely what I expected, but this still trades, right? I could just kill it. That's probably the better option here. Yeah, just let me kill that. If he had a Totem Golem, he would have played it by now, so I think I'm okay with that. And there's no need to coin the Totemic if it's just going to die to that. So expecting... Oh, well, maybe I should have kept the Rockbiter in anticipation for a 7/7 next turn, because this is exactly the kind of deck that would play something like that. Oh, please let us be able to get rid of that. Yes we are, okay. I was kinda worried there. I was actually kinda worried there that we would have another one of these situations where one thing really spins out of control. That would have been really unfortunate. Alright, bring it on. 7/7, go. Yes, no, please? Please no? I don't mind if you don't. Please don't hit my Divine Shields. Well, it's still okay. I mean, that's a free trade, but not all is lost. Not all is lost. That's a good turn for him. Especially because of the easy ability to get rid of the Divine Shield there, which is a little unfortunate. We can't play the Mana Tide unless we make this trade, which I don't really like. But I suppose I could. Not the biggest fan though. Let's see what kind of totem we get here. That still improves the Totemist for next turn, so that's probably fine. Doesn't really matter which one of these I kill, so I would prefer to leave this at a higher life total. And let's see where we have a decent opportunity to make this coin count. Because I may have missed it, but I don't think I've seen a good one. Or at least a turn where we're not using the coin.
Did you bring some fish?
Didn't also provide a decent alternative. Oh, that doesn't really matter right now. That doesn't really matter right now. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let them use all this good RNG in the early game here. Then we'll catch up later when we play our Master of Evolution or something. That's aggressive. He may be right though. He may be right to take the trade, but oh, this is going to be pretty good for us. Okay, I do like this a lot. So definitely using this here. I'm going to trade one of the totems in, right? So might as well trade the totemic in there. Alright. So coin and play this. Look, it's a 7/7 for 4 without the overload. That's amazing. I could even say that's incredible. Do we trade here? I'm pretty sure the answer's no. I may wish to clear his board, but if I'm unable to do it entirely, then I don't think it matters enough. So he's killing the totem here, and that is probably fine with me. Has to hex that. That is also okay. That was pretty much expected. And the main difference here is, why did he not do that after the hex? I'm not sure I understand. Not sure I entirely understand here. But that's okay. Let's see, do we want a totem here? We can totem a Mana Tide totem. The Mana Tide is just going to die, though. Actually, maybe it doesn't. That's a bit of a stretch. Don't like that too much. Maybe just... we can evolve. Sure, we can evolve the 3 here. So as long as that doesn't die, we kill this, we kill this. We evolve this one, see what we get. That's not the greatest. That is definitely not the greatest we could have gotten, but still acceptable. I want to start drawing cards next turn, so curious what is in his hand that he's so conservative with the board. Because that Eternal Sentinel led me to believe that there were more impressive stuff upcoming. That's okay. That's okay. Allows us to protect the Manatite Totem, so I like that. And he hasn't shown any indication of having... We can play all this, right? Yeah, we can. We can definitely play everything here. Using this here, killing this and face damage, because I have no intention of trading into the fire elemental right now. Alright, alright. Yeah, not the best 3-drop, but it's acceptable, and him hexing that is really good for us. Because we have got some impressive stuff coming up. And that was definitely not one of the things I had in mind. This is really awkward for him. Oh my, this is really awkward for him. So let's rub it in. I see no reason to kill that, except that there may, if he would lightning storms, then I might be taking a lot of face damage all of a sudden. I am not too worried. Let's put him on the edge here, because he's facing lethal. Most definitely. Well, not really. That's 4, that's 6, that's 10. Well, barely lethal. Lethal with most of my cards that I could be top decking. Well, not if he taunts. That's a little unfortunate. This could work. It could work. Let's see, where do I wish to position this? Do I even want to play this? Yes I do. Yes I do.
Did you bring some fish?
If this is a flame tongue, it is not, then we don't have lethal. But we should be getting pretty close here. Do I want to kill this? I may want to kill one of them. Yeah, sure, I don't hate that. We need to make some room. We need to make some room for totems, too. It's kind of important. Not a lot of damage on the table, but still a force to be reckoned with, I'd say. And still very much lightning stormable. I may wish to actually... maybe I should have played the Manatite Totem. He seemed to be really scared of that. Kills the Totemic, right, that one has taunt. This is going to be mightily awkward. Oh, is that good? That seems pretty good to me. It seems to be pretty good. Oh, that's a little awkward, actually. I'm not getting the full benefit here, but that's okay. We're getting marginally... Still not lethal. That is mightily awkward. But if he has to kill this, then that's also fine. I'm drawing cards. I'm okay with it. I am certainly not killing that Indrik. So he has to make a real choice here, whether to kill the Manatite or the Flame Tongue, or going for face, but that might be a stretch. He keeps rolling taunt items though, that's impressive. That is impressive, but I don't think this is enough. He's making a great statement though. But I'm pretty sure that's not enough. I am pretty sure that's not even enough to deal with the current board here. Alright. Well, he made it hard for us. He certainly didn't make it easy. Alright, time for a new game. That was an interesting opponent, by the way. I was really expecting more of an Overload deck after we played that Eternal Sentinel. But we didn't see any of the 7/7s. We didn't see any other big Overload cards, actually. Seems like a puzzling inclusion to me, but he might have been running casting Feral Spirit, Lightning Storm, and so on and so forth, that we just didn't see. That's definitely possible. So, let's see what kind of rogue we're up against. I'm probably expecting some kind of miracle build. We do have the Totem Golem follow up, so I do think Tunnel Truck turn 1. We could even... I kind of like this here, because we have follow-ups in all situations, and the Flame Tongue is rather good with this this little gal on the field. So Nox doesn't even knock off the Divine Shield. That seems arrogant, but there might be a reason for that. I'm still not sure where exactly to play stuff like this, but I think this is correct. I'm expecting a Deadly Poison here then. Oh, or perhaps a Backstab, sure. Backstab and then SI doesn't seem too effective. Eviscerate is fine with me. Shadow Strike even. Exceptional. That seems really inefficient, and inefficiency is definitely in my favor. Flame Juggler here makes sense, I think. Still got some Flame Tongue value coming up, so depending on what comes out here, I would definitely be inclined to make a trade or two. Yeah, there's really only one option here. So unfortunately, this placement is a little off. We can't really make that better, can we? No, this Argent Squire should have been on the left, I think. But that's okay. We can make up for that by playing the thing from below next turn. And we can even play that in conjunction with the Mana Tide Totem, which should be pretty sweet, regardless of what our opponent does here. Most likely involving yet another way. Oh, that's neat. That's neat. Not killing the Flame Tongue is a real risk, though, so she definitely wants to do that if possible. That probably works out fine for her. Let's see. Doesn't have a great way to deal with the Mana Tide Totem here. So I might be inclined to just play that and the Rock Biter. Seems a little awkward. We can Totem and then... Oh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I kind of forgot about the discount I would get from making a Totem. So yeah, definitely like this. And let's see what her answer to this will be. She has 2 Toxins now, so there should definitely be some possibilities. But I'm starting to run a little low on cards right now. That's mildly concerning. But as long as we can keep the Taunt Wall up here, I think we should be okay. Not sure how successful we'll be in that endeavor against the Rogue. But we're also dealing a non-negligible amount of damage to our face right now, so that's definitely something to consider. Oh, that might be even better, but I really want some cards at this point. Expecting another Fan of Knives, but that's okay with me. I'm always glad to draw one card with this and then have a chance at drawing another card if our opponent at least has to perform some trickery in order to get rid of it. Well, yeah, that did look kind of hopeless. I'll admit that did look kind of hopeless, and that's the kind of impressive boards Shaman is able to build up here. Part of the reason why Shaman is actually kind of effective at this point is, I think, the decline in the amount of Death Realm minions, which does give Shaman a very decent chance at actually obtaining its board control, or re-obtaining it after casting a Lightning Storm, for example. But I can see how this deck will struggle once it actually loses the board, because it's hard to get it back after that. So from a warrior, what would we expect? Do we keep a feral spirit against the warrior? It trades for a fiery war axe, which sounds horrible, but is in actuality not horrible. Well, I'll keep that as a 3, sure. As a 3 against the warrior, I don't think it's terrible. Would leave us a little... This is a bit of a pickle, but I think I would prefer the Totem Golem and then just making a Totem on turn 3. It's probably still fine. So Argent Squire all the way on the left. Probably the best positioning. Almost forgot to deal 1 damage. Which might be a real consideration, by the way. If this is Patron Warrior, then I might even not want to do that damage right there. Yeah, so Flametongue Totem and make the trade seems reasonable here. A much better option than just merely toteming up. Alright. Fiery War Axe would get rid of the Flametongue Totem here, ooh, but he does not seem to have one. And that's pretty good for us. Do we care enough about our Totem Golem here? Real answer, I don't know. We might be fighting Patron Warrior, so I would like to kind of build up a board. We cannot really do this. If we do this, then nothing appears. We're doing it this way. Are we? Yes, we are rather protective of our Rockbiter weapon. I think that's important enough to keep right now, and keep our options open for later, which is also relevant.
I have an axe to grind.
Well, okay, that's a little awkward. May have to trade in here, may have to make a totem. None of our options are particularly good here. But I suppose if we get a healing totem, that would make kind of a difference. I don't mind trading here. Yeah, otherwise I probably would have had to hex this, and that's not something I would do lightly. A little awkward. So being protective of this Rockbiter weapon merely in case of emergency, I think. Another Whirlwind? Oh, that would be awkward. But at least he's not using his Whirlwinds for his Grim Patrons then, so that's probably okay.
Armor made
Oh,
fit.
oh, just a regular Whirlwind then. Execute? Enrage, okay. He's expending resources, I don't mind that. Blood to Ichor on a 2-1, so he doesn't get an additional minion out of the deal. I am perfectly okay with that. How about evolution on a totem? No, not enamored with that. I think we're just checking what kind of totem we're getting here. That's not awful, but definitely not awesome either. We're dealing with the Patron deck here, so I definitely want to develop as many 3+ damage things as possible. I could consider hitting the Armor Smith there, but not the biggest fan. I can easily kill it later, and that just gives him the return kill for when he has another Whirlwind effect, I guess. Alright, let's see what he gets here. Warlock would be a little optimistic right now, because he's running behind in the damage race. Not a lot of great options when you're running behind as a Patron Warrior, I'd say. So definitely want to get rid of this here. Can I just kill him right now? I have 3, I have 11. I have 3 totems on the field, so that's 14, 17, not quite, 18.
I wonder.
That's not lethal. No. Am I miscounting? Someone's yelling in my ear here. That's 11, that's 14, not quite. It is pretty much game, and that I agree with, but it's definitely not over yet. So let's just make some trades. Oh, give him one more armor than I should have. Do I care about any of these beasties? Could just transform. Let's not transform a totem unless I absolutely have to. I think passing here is perfectly fine. I don't want to transform a totem unless I absolutely have to. Oh, that's an interesting addition to a patron deck. Interesting. So still keeping a lot of totems on the board. Is this lethal now? We have 8, we have 9, 10, and then 5 totems, so 15, 18. Still one short. This is actually getting kind of awkward. But I like this enough. This is a good enough trade that I would like to make it. I was thinking that would be better. Maybe I'm counting this as a totem. Slight miscalculation, I don't know. Don't want to transform. I could transform this thing. Do I might? I don't think I really mind transforming that into a 7. Or that could happen. Or that could happen. Do I care? How much do I care? Not really. I don't really care enough. I was just thinking what costs 7 and could absolutely screw me here. And that is one of the cards, but I think we're still okay. He can execute that. Yeah, he can't really execute Baron unless he has an activator here. And in most occasions we should still have lethal. That was a little silly. So does he have an answer to get in here? I think the answer is no. Alright.
Well played.
Well, that turned out to be a little scarier than I thought, but that's okay. That's okay. That's why we make these videos, right? So that's it for the Totem Shaman deck. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any suggestions on what deck to play next, please leave a comment below, and I'll see what I can do to make that a reality. Alright, so that's it for now. See you next time.